I'm back and I'm ready to give it to you. I have so much to share because I have 2 weeks worth of information to catch you up on. First off, we talked about the lady a few weeks ago who got busted in the dental chair for using someone else's care credit. And she was actually arrested while sitting in the dental chair. Well, another really smart criminal got busted again after he posted a selfie. Actually, he didn't post it. He sent a selfie of himself to his co-conspirator in his drug trafficking crime that the government had been sort of tracking him and watching him for quite some time in the UK. He decided to send his co-conspirator a selfie of himself in the dental chair, which gave an identification to his face and his location. He subsequently has now been sentenced to 6 years in jail because he decided to take a selfie in the dental chair. At first, when I saw the story, I wondered if it was one of those social media posts where you say, hey, this case turned out really great. Would you mind if we pose together and we take a selfie at the end? That would be really bad. But no, this guy actually just busted himself. Another interesting story that came out this week is I love how some dentists end up being the ones that are trying to be the game changers, make way for others to have a better experience and better life than what the rest of us are currently experiencing. And so this dentist out of California has now challenged the Supreme Court to take up his case. He has a case over his 401k and the ERISA guidelines, which have very nebulous terms around where fee transactions can occur and what's an exempt transaction that has a fee and what doesn't. All these other very complicated items that I never understand when I see my statement either, but I'm really honored that someone in our profession has decided to take up this banner. So he's had a splitting decision on whether or not the fees that are being charged were fair and appropriate given the current guidelines. So he's now charged the Supreme Court to pick up the case to provide clarity and an official ruling on when 401k plans can charge for transactions. This all stemmed from the fact that he was charged $20,000 plus when he was transferring his plan to another company. The government has been quick at work per usual, and they came up with a very interesting bill actually that just went out today. This is a CMS ruling that adult dental benefits will be included as an essential health benefit moving forward in 2025. So what does that mean? Well, with ACA, the Affordable Care Act that went into effect however many moons ago that was now, that was intended to give healthcare access to all. It is now their intent to bring in dental benefit into the ACA. There are a couple interesting pieces of information within that ruling. It is not law, it's a ruling. The first is that they will expand dental service benefit within that plan. So now individuals who are enrolled in an ACA or exchange plan may have an option to include a dental benefit. I don't think many of us really know what that will look like on the ground level. Will we see those as private care plans when they come in being subsidized by the government? Really no clarity on that yet. And then the second piece actually is to increase the number of providers that they have access to. Now, what does that look like? Again, I have no idea, but there is a pretty significant amount of language focused in on network adequacy, meaning finding more providers within a geographic region so that patients do not have to travel as far to receive dental care services in their community by an in-network provider. So there's more obviously coming forward on this. This is very, very recent as of today when this went out. So we'll have more clarity, and I'm sure this will be evolving over the next 6 to 8 months. All right, the last little gem of information for the week. A statistic was pulled recently to determine who has the most favorable smile in Hollywood. Now, many of you might be thinking it's Tay-Tay because, man, it's all over the news. And there's probably others that maybe it's the titanium new Kanye smile that really has you going, or Post Malone's beautiful gems. But the winner of the most favorable smile in Hollywood now goes to Miley Cyrus. That's right. She averages 69,000 searches a month just on her teeth. within the US population. That nudges out Sweet Tay Tay, who only gets 66,000 searches for her teeth a month. So, in case you were wondering who has the sexiest teeth in the US currently, Miley Cyrus is queen of them all. And with that, that's the news. Yeah. All right, 2 comment responses. One was is to Lee. It looks like Weinstein, our good friend, it looks like it's moving from an essential health benefit to it will be a mandatory health benefit that will be included through the exchange. So for those insured through that program. And the second was from Chris on NCOIL and DLR. 9 states have it up for legislation for this year. We've done several news articles so far, shows on the ADA and NCOIL and NADP agreement. There's still a tremendous amount of uproar, I think, in the dental community about what that will all mean moving forward. A lot of powerful players in this particular equation, but at least currently 9 states have it up. I think we'll start to get some more clarity on the movement of those and how much support they're going to get from each individual state and from organized dentistry as we get closer to voting season.